So we know who we're with here, and I have to tell you something that I've been waiting 9 years to tell you.
Okay.
9 years.
I'm
Nine
frightened.
9 years ago, I met you in Milwaukee for an interview,
Mm-hmm.
and I came into your dressing room. And when I walked in, you looked at me and you said, "Honest to God, have we met before?" And I said, "No, no, no." Then you asked me a second time, and I assured you we had not met.
Yeah.
We did a wonderful interview. You were gracious. You were funny. I went back to Madison, Wisconsin. That's where I live for my little radio show, and I played the interview on the air the next morning very proudly. Uh, Afterwards, I joked with my co-host that you thought we had met before. And she said, "You idiot. You did meet him 3 years prior.
Mm.
He remembered, and you didn't."
Yeah.
And I have to say that is the genius of Sting, and I've told that story so many
I
times.
never forget a face. I'll forget a name instantly, but a face I will not forget. I should work for Interpol. I can recognize people at 100 yards in hats, masks.
Playing at the Oscars, when you go out there by yourself on the stage, spotlight on you, do you get butterflies anymore? Do you get nervous, or did you ever? I mean,
Well, because it's just me with a guitar, I feel totally in control of that situation, and I prepared to do that. Whereas if I was with a big production like the other numbers were, then something can go wrong. One of the dancers can fall over, or one of the musicians can mess up. Who knows? But if it's just me, there's less to worry about. And I felt the contrast between what I did and the other nominees was a good one. I think I got
beautiful.
I got points for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I mean, just as far as even performing anymore, do you get butterflies? Is that even a thing?
Well, you're never quite sure how it's going to go. But you just do the preparation, and you mentally prepare, and you practice. And I've done this job for 50 years. So I should be good at it by now.
You are. You are. As far as writing now, when you write, compared to I don't know, back in the '70s, is it different? Do you find it's a different process, or what inspires you has changed, or?
It's odd. I sometimes hear my old music by accident. I don't actually sit and listen to my records, but I'll hear a piece of music I may have written when I was 25 or 27, and I'm interested to know how that 27-year-old was thinking and how different I am today. Or I wonder how he knew that at that time, because it was a very instinctive kind of composition. Now I know more. It's actually harder. I think I was more devil may care and cocky then. Now I'm less so, and it's a little harder.
So then, writing something like this, to go back to like a rock and roll kind of feel to it, was more difficult.
Well, normally my recording agenda is fairly open-ended. When the muse hits me, I'll go and record something, and it'll be finished when it's finished. This time, I had no idea what I was going to do. I just had some studio time booked, and I said to the band, "I have nothing. Let's just play. Let's see what happens." And we have 3 months, and whatever we've made in 3 months will be it. So that was a kind of artificial impetus or pressure to get something done. I think the creative process is a very mysterious one, and you have to trick it, or you have to trick yourself into catching it sometimes. So it was a trick. Also, I would go home every night and write lyrics, but I'd sit on the terrace in the cold, and I wouldn't allow myself in the house until I'd finished a lyric. Again, it was just putting artificial pressure on this record, and it gave it a kind of energy that perhaps it wouldn't have had if it had just been, the normal process. But it's a very mysterious thing, creativity, and I swear to God, I don't understand it. I don't know where it comes from or why, but you need to constantly change your point of view, your method. It's a bit like hunting.
Interesting. Yeah. Right. So do you, when you're writing, then do you run by Trudy? Like, hey, listen to this line. What do you think? Do you keep it all to yourself to listen?
I wouldn't play her anything that I didn't think was finished. So yeah, I'll play her at the end, but no, she's not part of the process. She just feeds me and keeps me happy. But at the end of it, I'll play it to her, and I'm always interested in her opinions of it. But it would largely be finished before any member of the family gets to hear it.
Before they hear it, okay. And speaking of your family, this past summer, your daughter Elliot came to play for us in Madison for a concert that we put on, and she was amazing, unbelievable. great work ethic. If anything, wanted to not be known as any connection to you. I mean, not in a way of like her own. She's doing her own thing. And I had read that you have said, I want my kids to forge their own way, and they shouldn't think that, when I go to the great beyond, that there's a pile of money waiting for them or anything like that.
Well, I wouldn't want to rob any of my children of the privilege and the adventure of actually making your own way. So, I've educated them, I fed them, I've clothed them. They had good shoes their whole lives, and at a certain point, that's enough. And they're all fiercely independent anyway. And then, they know they have to come up with the goods. But if they were ever in trouble or in an emergency, of course I would help out. But I don't feel I need to. I think they're pretty resilient. And my son Joe's actually out with us at the moment, but he's fiercely independent too.
Now, you did say that it's your own family and you want them to pave their own way. Since you and I have no biological connection, I was wondering if maybe you would float me a few bucks. Because you don't have to worry. What do you think?
Sure, how much you want?
I don't know, $1 million? Would that?
No, I haven't got that much on me.
Okay.
I've got $200 on me. You can have
No,
it.
that's okay. That's all right. So going back to rock and roll roots, are we out of time? We're okay for another minute? 1 minute. Uh-oh. In 1 minute, I will just ask you this. And I'm just curious. Is there something that you have with you or that you own that is less than $100 in value that you still have that's important in your life?
$100. This sweater I've had on all winter. I haven't taken it off. I'm one of these people who I wear clothes until they fall off me, or people complain.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. I like my old clothes. Yeah. And I think this cost about $80.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. It was not very profound or very deep at the end, but Sting, thank you. And I will remember meeting you the next time. I promise. Thank you so much.